see how that works. It's pretty straightforward actually. I saw about it like in the docs, and this is like first of all, I already have a cluster running over here, but just for demo purpose, I can show you if you create a new cluster, and in the advanced options here you can select Cilium. So as easy as that, you don't have to install it like beforehand or something like that. Yeah, feel free to ask your questions in the chat. Yeah. So this is basically the example of the demo application. Here you can see there are 3 microservice applications. This one is Death Star. This one is TIE Fighter, and this one is X-Wing. So let me just show you, just for the sake of time, the file that is available over here. This is the one. So here you can see, here we have the deployment created, and the Death Star also has, on the port 80, it's exposed as a Kubernetes service, as you can see over here, and we have the load balancer stuff and all these other things, and it's basically providing the Death Star one. Here you can see this one. It's providing a landing service to these spaceships. Right. So if I make so basically what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to make a call from this to this, this to this will allow, and in the next one will basically not allow this particular one. Right. Let me show you how that happens. So starting with this thing, I'm just going to, create this as well. So I'm just going to say create. So it's going to create my, over here you can see. So here you can see the service is there, that star one, and here you can see the pods are also available over here. Pretty cool. So here each pod is basically represented in Cilium as an endpoint, and you can do something like invoke Cilium inside the Cilium spot to list them. So kubectl, I think this is it, or no. 1 second, let me hide my completion. Here you can see. Cool. And I can do something like pick any one of these. Let's say this one, for example, the first one. System, copy paste. Let me just hide my Zoom dashboard. It's coming in front. No way. Endpoint list. Cool. So here you can see both the ingress and egress policy informant is here. You can see it's disabled right now, and we can check the current status, for example. So if I just make a curl, I'm just gonna copy this. This should succeed. Okay, ship landed, and let me try it from the other one, which is TIE Fighter. So here's the picture again. TIE Fighter and X-Wing. So X-Wing one ship landed, and TIE Fighter. Oops. Ship landed. Cool. Now we can apply a policy over here. So, and we'll be using an L3, L4 policy. So when using Cilium, you can use the API, the endpoint IP addresses. We don't have to use those. We can use labels that are assigned to the pods to define the security policies. So as you can see, some labels are available over here. There you go. Cool. So let's restrict this particular one. So this is again an example that I found on the Cilium documentation. It's extremely friendly. You can check it out. So here you can see that the org has the orgs that are only having the Empire label, they will only be able to make requests, for example. So this is Alliance, hence this will not succeed. Cool. So the ship landed stuff that we did, this should not work now, this one for X-Wing. Okay, it should not work now. Cool, this one, the second last command that we ran. Okay, and let me just show you what that file, what that policy file looks like. It's again already available in the docs. This is the one. There you go. So this is what it looks like. And here basically Cilium, the network policies, in the Cilium network policy, it will match the pod labels using the this particular thing, endpoint selector, and it's using this to identify the source and the destination at which this policy will be applied. So for example, here you can see that org empire from this to org empire class Death Star, right, on TCP port 80. Cool. So empire, org empire to org empire Death Star. So for example, org empire Death Star. Org alliance to org empire Death Star will fail. So this will pass, this will fail. Cool. So we can run this, apply this policy. Oops. Cool. And now when we run the landing request again, which one was it? 3699. So this is not landing now. If I try 3700, what did I do? I had to press enter, I believe. I didn't do that. 1 second. Yeah, ship landed. And let me try that one again. 1 second. I think I know what's happening. Try it from X-Wing. And this should not show me ship landed. Let's wait for a few seconds. Yeah, that's not working. So this is now hung. All right. So I can either wait for it to like time out or something, or I can just do Control C. So that was it. Yeah, most of these examples are available on like the website as well. You can also run something like 1 second CTL and cube system, and I can run Cilium endpoint list, same particular one again. Here you can see now it will be showing somewhere over here enabled or something. No, 1 second. This.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, and
yeah, so what you, sorry to interrupt, but what you're now doing is actually executing in the Cilium daemon or pod agent running on a specific host. And the endpoints are actually the endpoints on that host, right? So a Cilium endpoint is an ID, a unique ID for a given pod running on a given host or node, I should say. Whereas an identity is actually, you can see it in the table as well, is the identity I mentioned before, right? So you can also see which Cilium identity is associated with that endpoint. And this is that unique set of labels I talked about before, right? So based on this identity, Cilium can provide eBPF enhanced decisions using Cilium network policy. So the example you did will actually use that identity to allow or to deny traffic.
Cool. There are a few questions in the chat. Let me just see. Cool, 1 second. If you must install CLI, one of our Civo cluster will be healthy but never worked. Code you can it was like recently announced that we have like just via the dashboard you can do it. So now you don't have to like do it via the CLI. You can just do it via the Civo dashboard. I'm not sure what you mean by it. I'm sure it was like a few months ago, then the issue is resolved by now, because I've been using it and it like sort of like works for me. But do let me know if you have like an elaborative question, but I can basically answer that. Does debit card work as well? Yeah, that would work. And you can also inspect it using kubectl. I can say rule 1. Okay. I can say describe rule 1. So there you can go. Right, I'm just going to stop my screen sharing. So we are about time.
Did you happen to install Hubble UI as well? Or?
I don't have that one right now. But let me just share the docs that I was working with. It is a pretty helpful introduction to Cilium and Hubble. This is the one. Let me just share it, and I'll also share it on YouTube. So this is the one. Here you can find a lot more use cases. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are like plenty more use cases. But Raymond, what are your any views related to Cilium on Civo?
Sorry, say again.
Any views or your thoughts about like running Cilium on Civo, or anything else you'd like to share?
I mean, Cilium on Civo, that's great, right? I mean, it's supporting that platform. It's just in that case a CNI, but with all the eBPF bell and whistles enhancing the performance. So I think it's a great idea running that on Civo, especially at scale. And anyone getting started, if you also enable Hubble, for example, on your Cilium environment, you can actually get that observability. So if you like, I mean, I can also share a quick overview in my screen as well, because there was a question. So this is actually an environment which is an enterprise Cilium environment. So on top of the open source Hubble UI, Isovalent provides enterprise solutions with enhanced features. So, but what not all is the same, but what is the same is actually the ability to select a namespace in which you can see the flows, but also the traffic for that given namespace. And you can inspect what's going on in terms of flows for in this case, a microservices demo, right? So this is that service map I talked about before. So this is a namespace. So everything in this rectangle is a namespace. And here you can see we have a number of pods and services connecting together. And this is a rather complex deployment. But you can also see that, for example, from front end, we are accessing world, right? So there is something going on from front end accessing world. And this gives you live view if that traffic, what's going on, and if you would actually like to allow that. Let's say you're just getting started with Cilium, you want to inspect what's going into a namespace. This is a great place to start securing your workloads running on top of Cilium. And then I can inspect and I can create network policies and basically secure the workloads running in there. So yeah, anything like TCP related, UDP related traffic is allowed. In this case, currently everything is allowed, so we forward all traffic. But say if you want to prevent egress traffic from front end to world, because we see this flow and we're worried about that flow, we can, for example, create a Cilium network policy, a layer 7 network policy, and say that we only want to allow HTTP calls to a specific domain or HTTPS calls to a specific domain. And then you would see this layer 7 info as well being inspected, and if it's allowed or denied. So I hope this gives a bit of an answer. There was also a question, where can we learn more about Hubble? Well, the starting point would be the Cilium.io documentation website. So Cilium, once you've installed Cilium, you can also install Hubble. So there's a separate CLI for that. You can enable Hubble using Cilium, enable Hubble. You can also enable the UI. You can do a port forward to open the port for the Hubble UI interface on, let's say, your local Kubernetes kind cluster. And then let's say you create a workload in a default namespace or another namespace, and you can actually see what's going on when you generate traffic in that namespace. There are also some examples on the Cilium Docs website where you can run a dummy workload and where the documentation walks you through that example and should give you expected results in Hubble UI for traffic flows going on in the namespaces running on top of Cilium.